very, very into anime, and anime just became one of the most things I would be into myself.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the James Ramblin' Show, coming at you live on Friday night. Tonight's your host, James Bay.
Hello. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week of the James Ramblin' Show. Decided just to give up on the background because it doesn't really matter, just listen to me, right? That's all you need to do. You just need to listen to me and just watch me talk about a topic with guests when they come on the show. So this week, I'm actually talking about anime. It's like one of these passions that I'm really, really into. It's one thing that I've been really into for a couple years now. It's one of the passions that I haven't let go of yet. A very occasional passion, I would like to say. So where did this happen? When did this happen? How did it come about? Why have I been so into it? So I have a curiosity thing where I just want to be so interested by something. I just want to know more about something. So one day I decided, oh, it's 2020. It's a new year. Maybe I could try something new. So what do? I went onto a website, went onto an app called Crunchyroll, this anime service. I went on there, searched up anime, and then I found myself watching Dragon Ball Super. I was into the show. I was watching. I was like, oh, my first time watching anime, huh? Might as well post about this and let people know that I'm getting myself into anime. So that soon followed, and then I got very into anime. I was just very into it, and then I was told that the Dragon Ball that I was watching was not actually the right Dragon Ball I should have been watching in the first place for me to be able to understand it. So that anime that I decided to actually watch was Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z, you've got Goku, and it's sort of similar to Dragon Ball Super because it does feature Goku, and that show itself was the launching point of my anime interest, to which I started becoming very, very into anime, and anime just became one of the most things I would be into myself. So that's sort of the intro to the anime journey that I have had. So is there any other anime that I've seen? I've seen quite a lot of anime. A few anime I'm going to mention, like Naruto, One Piece, a little bit of Bleach, I guess. There's been a lot I've seen. So I might actually start with One Piece. Like, I remember watching One Piece, right? And that show was so long. Like, there was 900 episodes. There was like so many things going on, and it had a very, very good plot. I really enjoyed the anime and where it was going, and it's still going on, and it's insane that this show has been going on for that long. It has been going on since probably the 90s, and it's just insane how this whole thing has been going on for so long, and everyone's just enjoyed it, and they don't want it to end. And I do have a One Piece picture there, by the way. I don't know if you can see it, but I did, and I have a One Piece hat back somewhere as well. So I've just been very into One Piece. That's one anime that I just was very, very, very into. It was another anime that I definitely saw myself get myself into. So when I talk about Naruto, it's a show where I don't like it that much. It's fine, don't get me wrong, but it's not like a show that I am over the top about, because it just had more story and anime. When it came to me, like when I was very obsessed with anime, right, I didn't care about story, I just cared about action and people fighting. And when I heard about and I seen Naruto being this whole adventure story, I didn't get it. Like this whole building up a story, and I learned this story is important to fiction and stuff like that. So Naruto I mean, it had some decent elements, don't get me wrong, but then you had Shippuden, right? And that had 500 episodes, and you might be saying, like, what if, like, you can watch that, you can watch One Piece, it has 900 episodes, and then Shippuden has 500 episodes. But because it's Naruto and I didn't like it that much, it doesn't really make sense if I just watched that, because I was so into the other show and I didn't want to watch Naruto that much. So yeah, Naruto is just a show that I was never very into, and I want to just bring this up, right? That's just came to my mind about like dubbed anime and subbed anime. This whole argument around that kind of thing, I don't agree with it. Like, if you want to watch anime in English, that's completely up to you. If you want to watch anime in Japanese, that's completely up to you. It doesn't matter. You're just watching anime at the end of the day. It's just a cartoon, and this whole idea around how anime is just for kids and everything is just really stupid, because you see shows like Attack on Titan and you watch that and then you notice it's not really for kids anymore because it's got all of this blood going on, and it just doesn't make sense if this kind of show was supposed to be some kids show and it's only for kids, and anime's so bad, right? And that's my problem with people. They hate each other over cartoons, right? They hate each other over these cartoons. Like, come on, man. You're just watching a TV show at the end of the day. It's no big deal here. You're just watching a TV show, and that's it. That's all you're watching. You're just watching a TV show. Now, have I watched any anime, like, recently, to be honest? Like, if I'm being honest about that, I haven't really watched a lot of anime in recent time, but there has been this one anime that I just genuinely think is one of the best anime I have seen in a while. Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. It's a very, very good anime. I would recommend it. It is very weird, it's quirky, it's very strange, it has all these references to bands, and if you like certain bands, you'll like Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. And I thought that anime was very, very, very good. And within my anime interest, right, I've also been getting into like anime YouTubers that talk about anime and trash taste and the anime YouTube podcast kind of thing, and I've definitely got myself into that, and it's gotten me just more into hearing other people's perspectives on anime, and it's kind of made me go to that podcast realm kind of thing. Like, anime is sort of made me become this big podcaster man, because Trash Taste was one of the first podcasts that I ever listened to, and that anime podcast just made me sort of just get very interested into anime as a whole, as well as just wanted to find something interesting. And there's been so many animes out there. There's been so much anime to watch that it's like hard to even say that there's anime that you can't really watch, because I have to use this example because anime is just like a TV genre on Netflix, right? You scroll so much, and when you actually go to Netflix on anime, right, you scroll so much and you see so many anime on Netflix, because Netflix has a very big market for anime. They have their own YouTube channel for this. They do that kind of thing, and anime has actually been getting more popular over the years, and everyone's decided that, just like back in the day, right, I've heard stories about how anime used to be this thing where, oh, you're a nerd, you're just somebody in the basement, you don't mean anything because you watch nerdy things, you don't like the normal things, you don't like movies, you just like animated cartoons, who are you? This is not in Western property, you just like this. and it's changed because we all want to hate each other for our opinions on anime nowadays, where we have ourselves Naruto being so, oh, and this whole power scaling rabbit hole as well. Like, the power scaling rabbit hole is trying to scale a character with another character and use your elitist mindset where you're like, my opinion rocks, dude. I have all the evidence and you don't, and I actually don't know what you're talking about, but I still have the evidence, but I don't know what you're talking about. That kind of thing, that whole toxic rabbit hole. And TikTok has a very toxic rabbit hole in terms of, like, anime especially, with the whole power scaling community and that whole it's just, I just hate toxic anime fans. Like, just get along, because it's just a show. Like I was saying, these are just TV shows at the end of the day, and you don't really need to get over this, right? You just do what you want and just like your anime, like your TV show, like do whatever. And alongside anime and this whole one Japanese thing I got into was Yakuza, and it's a sidetrack, it's a tangent, I know it is, but Yakuza is a thing that I got into. There's like 7 games, which is insane. It has chapters, and you fight people, and you learn about some Japanese stuff and just Japanese gangs and that sort of thing. And it does remind me of GTA, and I've brought GTA up a few times, but it reminds me of GTA in a way, but it's nothing like GTA, but it has some correlation to anime in a way, but it's nothing like it. It has the cultural aspect of Japan and that kind of thing, but it's not really that similar to anime and that type of thing. So yeah, that's kind of my anime taste right there, and I thought I would actually make this episode because anime is a thing that I just have enjoyed, but I've not expressed so much about it on this podcast before, and I have actually bought things to do with anime. I really, really have invested my money into anime, because I bought some statues of like Dragon Ball characters and that type of thing, and it kind of increased my interest. And I've not read manga either, which manga is basically the offhand shoot thing where it is the adaptation of an anime because it's the original source material. It's like a comic book turns into a movie, and therefore a comic book movie, and then anime, therefore manga adaptation. You get the drill now. But the only manga I've actually read is probably like One Piece and Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, stuff like that. And it's not really been, manga hasn't been one genre of Japanese pop culture, I guess you'd call it. It's not really been my thing compared to anime. I've seen less anime. And one of the reasons why I've not really been watching anime recently is because last year I wanted to focus a lot on schoolwork, so I just decided that I should probably stop watching anime so much so that I can continue thriving at school. And now that I have my podcast, I try to make sure that I'm not lagging behind and everything like that as well. But I guess this is just the story of my anime adventure, my anime arc, if you will. Arcs, just stories, just even more fiction, just going straight for fictional things that I've already talked about, because yeah, a lot of these episodes now just feel like they definitely are bouncing off of each other. Movies, TV shows, and then anime, of course, and then who knows what next week will be about, right? So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to check us out on Spotify. We will see you next week for another